The festival is nigh!
Let's do this thing. Nartock versus Stocko. Here we go. Ratty, center square.
Morgott. Kill Morgott.
I will go with Rune Bear.
Rune Bear.
Holy shit, it's Moog Lord of Blood. At the one time I don't guess Moog Lord of Blood, it's center square. Nartock is ecstatic. Nartock is ecstatic immediately.
Called it.
Oh, I hope we see this game go 12-12. Do we have GGG on the board to make that worth doing?
We will see. We also have Morgott right next to Moog Lord of Blood. Morgott and Moog. We will start though by looking at the early squares. I know eyes are on the late game ones. In row 1, we have the blue Dancer Charm. That's a quick cave, the High Road Cave in Limgrave. We also have Remembrance Boss Whips and Flails only. If there is a whip or flail, that can be flashed. Otherwise, that will sit. In row 2, we have Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blide, as well as NPC invaders. Bloodhound Knight while summoning Blide is a great square to progress yourself towards Fort Height, but you need to be careful. If you activate the festival, you will lock yourself out of that square. In row 3, 2 fast squares as well as 2 really long ones with Boss on Torrent and 4 friendly NPCs. In row 4, nothing super fast, but we do have Radahn. Radahn's always very strong when it is on the board. And then in the final row, we have 2 stat dumps, 30 int and 30 arcane, as well as 4 caves. When it's 4, that's not super fast, more of a mid-game square, and 3 different remembrances. So 3 remembrances will combo well with Lord of Blood or Morgott. This should be a very, very interesting one. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is going to be a board that gets pushed pretty late, pretty quick. There's enough stuff on here fast that they could just burn through it, and we're looking at some of these 3 remembrance, double stat dump Morgott stuff to end the game. Yeah. Especially if they kind of can split this mid game well, which I think is what we all want to see. Yep. Starfist in the starting class on hero as well.
Yeah, the overall stats aren't great. 14 mind and 14 faith, when faith is pretty irrelevant. There's no stat dump or anything, but it's too hard to pass on Starfist.
Starfist really good for 4 friendly NPCs or NPC invaders if you're comfortable using the light attacks. Great for blue Dancer Charm, great for Blide. I mean, all this early stuff gets a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, with 3 Dragonheart bosses on the board, you could maybe justify Makar to get them upgraded. It's a bit of a stretch, but not necessarily unreasonable.
Yeah, I definitely think you could here, especially without tunnels or anything on. There's no tunnels. There's nothing that's really good for like upgrading your smithing weapon here.
You have to force it a bit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if a good somber weapon shows up, we might see Starfist pivoted out of pretty early here.
Yep.
The only reason I would even advocate their use heavily is with Moog Lord of Blood plus 12 Starfist, double status effects might legitimately be one of the best options.
Yes, 100% yes. The only thing Starfists are bad on are actually Boss on Torrent, because you only can hit with 1 fist, right? What's so great about them is the two-handed. But yeah, here we go. I just checked SFP, my YouTube or Ratty's? I just checked my YouTube. It's a little behind as always, but it looks good.
Yep. Mine is also looking good, so I would refresh the page of whichever YouTube you're watching.
Yep. What do you think the opener is here for them?
I mean, it's hard not to like Bloodhound Knight the most, I think, of all these openers. Mm-hmm. I've been somewhat working on thinking about Blue Dancer and eliminating armor for the damage buff. I think that could be really useful on this board as well, if you're good at it. 4 friendly NPCs does actually work with Moog, because you'll kill Yura early.
Mm-hmm.
It also gets you
I
a good katana check. It's
I
going
guess
to
for
be fast,
Nihil.
seeing the 3 NPC invaders.
Yeah. The only unfortunate
Yeah, I mean,
thing
for
about
Nihil.
the only unfortunate thing about Moog is that there really is no synergy, like leading
Yep.
you to Moog, outside of I guess Shardbearer, right? 3 remembrances, but there's no, Fyke Invader. Fyke Invader's good because it takes you to that church with the maiden because you have to bloody the cloth. There is also no Magnus, of course. Stocko is immediately going to go ahead and kill Kale here. He's doing this because he will get the Finger Snap. Finger Snap is necessary to do Bloodhound Night while summoning Blide. Normally you have to do a whole quest and talk to, like, you hear the howling and then talk to Kale, and then you get Finger Snap. Instead, you can just murder him. And actually, I think Stocko's going to go ahead and go Seaside Ruins here to get Torrent to make Bloodhound Night while summoning Blide even faster.
This is the most efficient route. It's pretty close between running to Seaside and then the Aguil Lake South Grace and going Church of Ella first. It's like close enough it almost doesn't matter, but Church of Ella, kill Kale, 2 Seaside Ruins is the fastest way to actually do this. So as you can see, Nartock is all the way at Gatefront now, but he would still have to go back, kill Kale, and then run south. So it's just like, I mean, maybe 15 seconds slower. But that's enough on a square like this to really lose you the entire thing.
Yeah, another key point about this, so to get Torrent at Seaside Ruins, it has to be the 3rd grace that you pick up in Limgrave. So you need to get First Step, and then First Step, Church of Ella, and then you can go to Seaside Ruins and get Torrent here.
Yep.
You could also go First Step, Seaside Ruins, and Aguil Lake South. That would be another option, but it just has to be your 3rd grace in Limgrave. And it looks like Nartock here immediately going for boss on Torrent. Kodak Black just followed Stocko.
Good. Yeah, I think the downside of Bloodhound Night here is you're probably going to sell Torrent, and you could even sell Invader NPCs or friendly NPCs.
Yeah, and
So
losing
it's kind of a 2-for-1 situation.
Losing Torrent and friendly NPCs is, I mean, it depends on your risk aversion. On one hand, it's scary because there's only 2 squares left on a line with or only 3 squares left on a line with Moog, Lord of Blood, and Morgott. But you could also see it as not scary at all because who the hell is going to get Moog, Lord of Blood, and Morgott, right? It depends on your way of thinking.
Yeah. I mean, you need 1 Great Rune to get to Moog, right? So,
Yeah.
There's the first square on the board, a 420-something boss on Torrent for Nartock.
Yep. Yeah, not going to be one of the fastest times. Starfists are a fine weapon for that fight, but not the best.
You do get the bleed proc, but yeah, it's kind of, you miss a lot of hits just by virtue of them being very small, weird hitbox.
Yeah, and the damage is just not nearly as good. Wait, actually, we say that, but you got a 423, which is the fastest time yet.
Oh, never mind. It was the bleed.
Fastest time by 4
Lead a
seconds
sword.
this season.
That's actually crazy. That did not feel like that. But I don't know.
I think it's possible. Just like we've had really bad weapons for it.
Impressive. Little record from Nartock there. Our bad, Nartock.
Our bad. We weren't familiar with your game.
But yeah, lead a sword out a great sword check. Not great, Nartock. Oh, he's hitting the smithing stones.
Yeah. Honestly, if you get Starfist, I still do Gatefront or Greatsword check, Halberd check, and Round Table. After those checks are done, I think you can just straight up run smithing. Honestly, you can go like +7 or +8 or whatever. Wait until you get to Altus to get to +12. That's completely fine.
Yep.
It's consistent. You know the weapons there, right? You still want to do like the meta checks just in case there's an Alabaster or a Dragon Hunters or Dragon Halberd. But yeah.
Meanwhile, Blide here coming out for Stocko.
No. This is where it ends for you.
Looking good. You can see why Starfists are a pretty nice weapon to have early. I mean, this is more damage than you usually see out of weapons on this fight.
Yep. Nice job for Stocko there. He gets some mores.
Ooh.
Very good weapon. Honestly, could be good to upgrade both. right?
Yeah, I was
then
gonna say that's good enough. You could go upgrade it for the early game, and as you work towards your plus 12, you go something else.
Well, you could also just put heavy on Starfist then and still get the frost proc from Zamor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Looks like Nartock is gonna go for 4 friendly NPCs here.
Not a bad move. I think that sets up a pretty good early like pseudo threat. I mean, it's not going to matter much, but Dragonheart bosses, once you start being able to push them towards Morgott or Moog, that can be a problem if done well.
Oh, Nartock almost dies to Alexander.
Dang it, our pot lord does not quite manage to finish off this kid, but it was close.
It was close. One day. Can you make this? I guess you can.
You can.
That does not look like you should be able to make that.
Did he skip the grace there?
No, he
He's
got
really
it.
pushing this. Okay.
I did not know you could make that jump. I
Yeah,
thought
that was wild.
Yeah. Because you're like 10 feet from the Spirit Spring, where it actually visually is.
Yeah, and sometimes you're on top of a spirit spring and it doesn't count, so.
Mm-hmm.
Stocko set up fort height there, something to keep track of, it looked like. Did he not grab the grace the first time, or did... That was weird.
I think it's pretty important here that Stocko gets 4 friendly NPCs.
Yeah, I think that's pretty major.
Mm.
It's not a real bingo threat on row 3, but God, it's annoying to deal with if it actually gets developed.
Yeah. And
But if 3 Dragonheart bosses pops, it's just like, oh lord, here we go.
And just for confidence and everything, it's a pretty quick square, right? And it'll just even the even the scoreboard, right? Nartock is strong early game, but even stronger late game, I think. And so losing the early game 3-1 against Nartock never feels good.
Nartock actually skipped the curved sword check.
Cringe.
Which is a little strange. It could be Falx, which is a very usable weapon. Otherwise kind of useless, but like that is maybe a half second of time if you're blocking and grab the item, if that you lose for the animation. I think it's almost nothing.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Starfist here again, just a great weapon. High poise damage, annihilates the golem. That's 2 on the board for Nartock. Does he pivot NPCs here? Does he look at something else is the question, right? He does have 1.
There's Blue Dancer. You might go for NPCs then too.
All right, Stocko seemed to expect the Blue Dancer and also seems fine with Nartock going NPCs. Reference that he might do it, so. But stuck to the path.
Interesting. Interesting to be willing to sell all 3 of these squares. I mean, if you feel really good about that diag, maybe, for status effects, Erdtree Watchdogs, Godskin Noble.
That diag's fucked. I don't know how you can... That diag's just all over the place, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
Like, they are later squares for the most part, but it just not... Typically, if you're going to get a bingo line, it either happens, like, somewhat randomly, very late in the game,
Right.
or it has a lot of synergy, right?
Yeah, and really the only... It's not even synergy, but all 3 of these squares necessitate Liurnia. You need the darts. You need to get into Liurnia for at least a couple of the Ashes of War, and you need to have the key if you want to get to Noble fast.
Oh!
Really?
Outside of that.
Fuck.
Nardi dies to Yura.
Oh my. Already long dead. You're maybe coming for Bull's title a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Dude, Yura's a
He has
menace.
been a bit of a problem.
Especially with Starfist, though,
Yeah.
his range is so long.
Yeah, with Starfist, he's brutal. You have to do like the run away, dodge in, dodge out thing, which is not fun.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nardi dies again. You know, look, this is hard, right? Like, Yura has this great big sword, and all you have is 2 small little balls. Like, it's just awful.
Yeah, bro. I mean, not many men are built for that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough reality check here for Nartock that
Mm-hmm.
his small balls might not be able to hold up against this long sword, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
And also, very small health bar. I didn't see the exact health they had. It's definitely under 10.
Yeah. That didn't hit. That should at least not hit.
Yeah,
Oh, gets
Nartock has
knocked out
this
with jump
long bar,
attack.
this really short bar going up against such a long sword.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah,
dick
really
jokes can
rough
we
on that
cram
one.
into one fight?
Oh, enough.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. Don't throw
And
the
now he
fucking
goes down
Euro. What am
again.
I doing? Fuck.
We're approaching
That's
incident
fast.
territory.
Yeah. No, 3 deaths, that is an incident. You know, Nartock might have already been finished with this fight.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, Euro's beaten Nartock into submission. And he goes ahead and just pivots out to Liurnia.
Time to let it go.
Let it go.
And honestly, that might be enough of a
Let it
time race for
go.
Stocko to get ahead here.
Yeah, I think it will be. Stocko can now pivot back for friendly NPCs if he wants it.
Yeah, true. Maybe hit patches for the tech. We're going to see the round table check here out of Stocko.
Yep, we are. Also, more than anything, you gotta wonder how that's gonna like affect Nartock mentally. Like I said, this is a game that he really does have to win. If he loses this game, he no longer controls his own destiny.
Yep.
And yeah, like it's not the end of the world, but unfortunate death to have early. Round table is horrific.
Not useful
Yeah.
whatsoever. I don't think halberd check was good either. I didn't see what it was, but I would assume
Yeah.
if it was something usable, we would not have seen round table check that early.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally one of the worst round tables I've ever seen. Like, the best weapon was the Obsidian Lamina.
Yeah, which is usable, kind of, not really, but
No. It is way too high stat racks.
it's so cool. You can take time.
Is
Your
Nartock going for
arcane
tops as a
talisman?
friendly NPC?
I think so. I was going to mention this, but if you're having a problem with Yura, tops is quite the opposite. Also, you even could have grabbed the staff there. I don't know what the recs are on it, but you do have a Kayla Dragon Barrel boss sorcery only, so it might save you some time to grab that.
I took way too much. I just shoved way too much granola in my mouth. Both players are
Yeah, both players.
taking the smithing route.
Yeah, hitting this merchant. He has 5 smithing stone 1s, 3 smithing stone 2s. Gets you a good chunk of the way towards your upgrades. If anyone doesn't know, you only need 9 smithing stones total to upgrade a weapon, so you need 3 per level. So a little cheaper than base game, but we'll see. If these two can find another weapon here, that wouldn't matter. I think that's kind of past the point of doing like weapon checks, though. I think you do just commit.
Yeah, I think you just commit.
Stocko did grab the single smithing stone in Laskiar.
Yep.
That one's only really worth picking up if you're going to go Makar, because there's 2 smithing 3s there to give you a trio for a level. Otherwise, you just toss in other checks generally that have 3 smithing stones at them. Would you toss an axe check in here, Who's?
It depends if you want to go virgins, honestly. If I'm doing axe check, I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for either Death Knight's twin axes or Stormhawk for virgins.
You don't think it's worth it to also check for Roses in this scenario?
No, I think at this point you're too progressed in your smithing route. With Starfist, honestly, like a +7 Starfist, which both like Stocko basically has at this point, are probably going to outdo a +4 Roses Axe or be very similar. And then you can just wait to get the +12 until you get to Altus at some point and really need it. Because honestly, a lot of this board, you don't need a crazy weapon. Even Radahn +7 Starfists are going to just completely shred. You only really need it if and when it gets into the late game. And for Noble, the strike damage is going to be really bad against Noble.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the way I look at it.
That makes sense. Bushling Woods will give them their first set of Smithing Stone 3s here. That will get you to the +7 we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
After this, the rest of the Smithing Stone 3 checks in Liurnia are kind of out of the way. There's 3 more pickups besides this, but
is this Gazebo Stocko running 2, or is that 3s or 2s?
That's a Smithing Stone 2 Gazebo that Stocko's running 2. And one of the best ways to get your 2s is Merchant at the start of Liurnia, Gazebo on the way to Smarag, and then Gazebo after the 3s here.
Okay.
And then you're also at EG, so you can just upgrade at this point and grab this Grace. And if you have Kukri, there is 5 balloons here in this lake. That's, what, 10,000 runes?
Yep.
Helps out quite a bit.
Yeah, both players are setting up, which makes sense. The only thing actually, and the more I look at the board, like, it's not a crazy late game board outside of Moog and Morgott, right?
Very, yeah, mid-game heavy.
Like,
there were a couple early squares, and then everything else is going to take a second.
I think you could get kind of caught up in the center of the board, thinking like, oh, Moog and Morgott, like, are the first 2 things I see. Like, this is a late game board, but it's really not, actually. It's just those 2 squares are, as well as 3 remembrances.
Yep, everything else can be done pretty middle of the game. And I think in this board, it is about finding synergy with, like, you got a couple, you could do 2 night bosses for 2 caves. God bosses don't really work with anything else necessarily. Like, finding the synergy is a little tough. This board does look a little
Stocko just hitlesses Yura and gets Rakshasas.
That was the exact opposite of Nartock's fight right there.
Yep. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Nardi? Yeah, he even threw in the little Endure, so if Yura hit him, he could just tank it.
Yep. Endure is a really good Ash of War. Underrated. People don't usually use it because it's like just dodge, but if you were doing a run where you couldn't dodge, for example, Endure is pretty good.
Family Heads from the Whips Flails check. Definitely a very usable one, especially if you get 30 in. Like, totally works on Godric. Would be a stretch on Radahn, but you can make it work.
Probably not what you want to see, but like at least usable, not out of the realm of possibility.
You just cannot use it on Renola.
Like Knight Rider's Flail.
It is horrible on Renola.
Yeah. I mean, in general, Whips and Flails is not a great Renola square.
Yeah. Actually, the best flail, I think, is just the standard flail because it's smithing.
Yep.
Like, smithing is actually better in that instance because you can either put dual status on it or grease it, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the already native bleed, right? You can +0 and dual status even Radahn, right?
Yeah, regular flail with rock grease is actually decent on Radahn. I believe we saw that in a game.
And it's so easy to wield. Like, it's pretty free to wield. Like, Chainlink and Knight Rider have a bit better damage, but really you're using it as a status stick. And so as a result, just the easiest to wield is the best, in my opinion, at least.
Definitely. I believe that was Alexander down for Stocko. He's on his way. Nartock schizo checking here.
Yeah, it does a little Bellum merchant check. He had, I think that was what? Lance, Warped Axe, and the Beast Claws.
Beast Claws may be the worst weapon in the game.
By the way, players cannot kill, need to be careful to not kill Vare as a friendly NPC.
Yeah.
You would lock yourself out of the center square.
Yeah, there is other ways to get to Moog, but not available to you in Bingo as you cannot go past the rolled lift. You can't use the rolled medallion.
What?
So you would in fact be blocked out. Which is a bit of a tragedy. Locking yourself out of center square is a psycho move.
Dude, this guy's a menace. I don't know why people...
Yeah. D is terrifying.
Why is he a god?
Stocko finding
Stocko
out
dies
right
to the
there.
skeleton.
Oof. Not good. But yeah, not being able to kill Vari does make this square a bit more interesting because it forces D most likely.
Or Bernal.
Bernasty tops. Some of the ones you just see a little less have to get squeezed in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got Bach and Alexander, but after that, it gets a little more questionable. Kenneth is also right here. You can do Kenneth, and that is the only enemy in the game you're allowed to gravity cheese. You can just kick him off the ledge.
Moongrum, because he's suicidal.
Oh, okay, that's not gravity cheese, though.
Yeah.
That's Moongrum being Moon.
Yeah. Moongrum, because it is so easy to accidentally gravity cheese. Can you imagine if every time someone accidentally gravity cheese, if I was like, hey, that was a penalty, you need to go back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you do have to do the Vares. You have to do Vares quest to get to Moog. I will let you know, we have made it slightly easier. We added a grace at the Blood Rose Church. So that way the quest line is a little bit faster. You don't have to run there every single time, but it saves about a minute or so. Otherwise, it is basically the same as vanilla. Nardi is back in on Yura. This will be his third friendly NPC. I think Kenneth is also Stocko's third. Stocko kills
Stocko
Kenneth.
Bach left, though, I believe.
Yeah. Why is Stocko not just... Why did he not already kill Bach?
Yeah, it's weird. He was running to Alex. Maybe he ran from Stormhill Shack.
Did Nartock not kill Bach yet?
No, neither of them killed Bach.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Stocko's going to lose this square after spending a lot of time on it and then just deciding to run to third church. Which I guess I get. But it's going to feel pretty bad.
Yeah, there it is.
Dead.
Oh my god.
Square for
man.
Nardi.
Fuck me.
Stocko is not pleased.
I would
Not a
not be
happy
pleased
camper.
either. That is very awkward timing. You probably feel like that's pretty free.
Mm. Looks
I mean,
like
had he
Nartok
just
here
taken
is... Nartok's going to go for an NPC invader and also set up patches as a cave.
Yeah.
Additionally,
Honestly, not a bad
if
idea.
If you kill patches, I mean, if you pick up Margaret Shackle at some point later, if you're coming back from Morgoth, that would actually help.
Yeah. If you freed 2 damage phases in the first phase, if your weapon's not high enough level, 1 if it is.
Nice. One.
Good work on the NPC invader.
There was the Ivory Sickle.
The other one.
Arguably the worst weapon in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, that friendly NPC snipe was really bad for Stocko.
Well, it's just so weird not to kill Bach.
I know,
first.
right?
That's
For
the
both
least
of
amount
them,
time.
honestly.
Yeah, no, from both of them. But I assume Stocko ran from Gatefront to Alex, so not like they both did. So not going to kill Bach in that position is just really weird. I mean, but Stocko has no idea he's racing that.
I mean, you don't know you're racing it, but you know that it can go at any point, right?
Yeah. And there's another NPC invader down for Nartock.
Yep, there's a second invader. Stocko gets Horsefrost Stomped. He could put those on his balls to get Cold Affinity. And that is, of course, a status effect, Ash of War.
Yep.
And
I
Nartock's
assume
actually...
Nartok grabbed that as well, so they're probably both at 1.
Doing Albrecht naked is horrifying.
Blue Dancer Charm.
Well, because of the dual status, right? He's like bleed and
Yeah.
frost are gonna proc real fast.
Verbeugen wir uns.
Got a mid bow. Wow, Nardi. Little frostbite there. Doesn't have to worry about that as much now. Yeah, Nartock using the R1's precisely how you should right there to keep him in a loop and close distance.
Nice shot by Nardi.
Now, Stocko starting to look at a bit of trouble. 4-1 start here.
Mm-hmm.
As we kind of come out of the early game and emerge into the more mid-game and free part. I think both players have the map progressed pretty well, have their weapons set up, have their characters at least somewhat progressed, so...
Yeah. I think they both have +7 Starfist. I just saw that Nardi's are +7. And Nartock's going to immediately go into Academy here.
Interesting.
Might just be using it to get over to... No, because you already went to
He has
Bellum, right?
Bellum. Early Godskin for the block?
Maybe.
Maybe he's confident enough in balls to also just take on virgins?
Yeah.
Seems kind of crazy. That does give you big prio on god bosses, at least. There's really not a ton of Altus on this board, though.
No, not really.
Just going to Noble for the sake of doing Noble seems strange.
I would agree.
But I mean, that Diag is all Stocko really has right now.
Yeah.
And if you go Noble into Virgins, you do probably get Radon.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to stop that Diag, though, I'd much prefer to stop it with Status Effect Ashes of War. Status Effect Ashes of War blocks 3 different bingos. It's a much easier square. Unless you're just convinced that you're going to lose it, right? But Nartock's got out the parry shield. Well, he has to put parry on it, but it can have parry. It's looking like he's going to go for...
Lightning Perfume Bottle at bottle check as well.
Stocko just got Lightning?
Yep, Lightning Perfume Bottle.
Oh my god. Lightning Perfume Bottle is a great way to get into Altus because you can just kill the Abductor Virgins really easily with that weapon. If you wonder how it got there, we replaced base game Perfume Bottles, the key item, with Perfume Bottles from the DLC. So that is really strong for Stocko.
Yep. And this was due to us adding a square where it was kill an Altus boss with Perfume Bottle, which is a really fun square. Unintended consequence of that is Lightning Perfume Bottle unwieldable. Is the second best weapon against Virgins. The best weapon is a wieldable Lightning Perfume Bottle. It's pretty busted. It's really easy to stagger them. It's essentially a free way into Altus without having to do Dactus or Makar.
Yeah.
It's
Nartock
just significantly faster.
Nartock doesn't have that, right?
I don't believe he has been to Kaled. Which he'll probably go. But we'll see.
Nartock's going to go ahead and put parry on his shield and then probably just go straight for Noble. If Nartock does this without incident, it could get really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it is straight to Volcano Manor for Nartock.
That's such an interesting decision.
Yeah, I mean, you can get 10 sorceries right after it. You could also get Arcane or Int if you want to stat dump for any reason. Also, it just, I mean, it's a god boss. And it's an isolated kill square before Altus, right? There's actually very few of those on this board.
Yeah.
It's the only isolated kill square before Altus that is left. Isolated kill squares meaning you only have to kill one boss, right? Those tend to be faster and are preferred for speed. but it is a little out of the way for sure. So if you do kill Noble, you get a bunch of health. You can go do... You probably can go do Virgins, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
You get the health especially.
Stocko's going to go ahead and kill this Knight's Cav here for a status effect Ash of War. Also, it is not a Knight boss because Knight's Cav is N-I-G-H-T, not K. But it will be a horse boss.
Wondering about the damage there, but he was one-handing the ball. Makes
Gotta have
more
two
sense
hands on your
now.
balls at all time.
Just like me, for real, for real.
Fuck you, Trecent. Whatever you are, man. Come on.
So Knight's Cav being a bit of a troll, running around. There is an area you can stand in where he moves a little less.
Cage skip from
But-
Nartock here.
Oh my god, here it
And he
comes.
gets it. Very nice job.
Love cage skip. Here we go. There will be a meat check out of Stocko.
Meat check.
Love to see it.
Of fucking course, he does an insane backstep.
Nice job by Stocko. We'll go full screen with Nartock here for Noble.
I do love seeing someone pull the parry shield out on Noble,
This damage is not great. Strike is bad.
but he does have dual status effect.
If I had like this, I would.
There's the first status effect, there's the stagger, and that's the other thing between parries and Ball's poise values. Like,
Misses Jojo too there.
you're going to get a lot of status effects.
Close
Because if
enough.
the damage is bad, why is he already at half health, Who's?
You got me.
Just saying. That was maybe 30 seconds. But yeah, the physical damage is not great.
Look, where I'm from, 30 seconds is a long time.
No, wait, valid. I forgot. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
My bad.
Nartock misses the parry and dies.
It's not close enough. Okay.
As a certified Nartock hater, I love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. Noble, my strongest soldier. And on the bright side, we do get to see Cage skip again. You can never see this enough in a game.
Mm-hmm. Look at the cage being skipped.
That was...
I actually don't even think he touched
So
one of the
stupid.
cage. That was not even
And
cage
also,
skip.
Stocko gets his fourth status effect.
No,
Ashen
no,
War right there.
that was... Yeah, that okay. No, that's his third.
Good.
Oh, wait, no, he has Hoarfrost Stomp on, so it is
He has
his fourth.
Hoarfrost Stomp on.
Yeah.
I think that was all within the time limit, so he should be good there.
Yeah, he's good. I think he was also confused because he checked his inventory and saw 4.
Yep.
Okay. I parried! What?
This is the thing I don't like about this Noble play. I feel
Oh.
like it's way too risky for not enough reward, right?
Yeah, this is looking bad.
I mean, this is really bad. Like, it's not that he can't do it, but
Danger.
like the risk reward just doesn't make sense to me at this point, right? It's not strong enough to be worth the probability of incident here when he's one shot to everything.
Yeah, he's given Stocko some room to get back in this year.
Yeah.
Especially because that diagonal, I mean, he decides to pivot out of Noble. This was worth nothing. Even if he gets into ult this early, like, there's really nothing there.
Mm.
As he goes in again, parry shield out. I think he needs to rely a little more on that here. It's riskier because if you fuck it up, you're taking a shot. But if you're comfortable with it, I think it's
Okay,
just
focus up.
safer, better. Like, it only takes 2 or 3 to get your status effects off, I believe. Here, that's the second one.
Nice shot by Nartock so far. There's a
Yep,
frost.
and there's the frost on the third one. Means bleed should come in another 1 or 2 parries as well. Doing really well with the parries.
Gets belly bumped.
Big one, please.
Decides to back out of the circle of fire. Excellent choice. Stays close. Got the bleed and the stagger.
Gets another frost.
Okay.
All right, he's got some hope here.
Nice parry.
Not again.
Yeah, that one's scary to parry. Good work on that.
You're a poet and you didn't even know it. Here comes a rollout.
Great first dodge. Almost kind of trips himself up there by staying close, but has him in the little circling loop.
Oof.
Oh, geez. Took a weird turn at the end there.
Rollout
Okay,
again.
another one?
Oh, that's unlucky.
Oof. Oh, that's a bad
Oh.
spot. Nartock barely survives.
Yeah, right.
That was really awkward. What a bold
Done.
parry there. Just switched into it and nailed it.
One more jump or two
Beautiful
should
fight here from
stagger.
Nartock.
Nice. Good job,
It's a stagger.
Nartock.
Wow. Wasted
That's
some time
big.
here, but that's the type of mark where you look at it and you just go, oh, fuck. Granted, we're 40 minutes in, so maybe not as intimidating as it
Yeah.
was. And Stocko is, I think, going to beat him into Altus here.
That was +7. Also, Robbie, thank you so much for the prime. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that was quite an impressive fight.
Yeah, I was a little concerned after the first 2 attempts, but he pulled it together. Yeah, even though it was +7, the base damage was horrendous because Noble's very resistant to strike.
Right. Weak to slash, I believe.
Yes, weak to slash.
So katanas are probably your ideal weapon there, but Starfists, never bad, even if they are technically bad.
Yeah, I mean, Stocko's now down 5-2, but he does have an Altus lead.
Yeah, Nartock actually looking at 10 sorceries here with the runes. That's
Yep.
smart. This will also lead into Kaled Dragon Barrel Boss sorcery only.
I think Stocko is going
If he
straight for
decides to do
Radon.
Meteorite Staff check, he'll actually probably throw in the Lightning Perfume check there and have his way into Altus. This could end up working out really well for Nartock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorcerers, I think, is fine. Nartock's at the point where his lead is big enough that he should probably just start thinking about blocking bingos. Right.
Yeah.
After sorceries is done. He needs to go get 2 more. Because, yeah, Stocko's going to go straight for Radon. Actually, you know what? Sorceries into sorcery only is very strong.
Yep. It's a great play.
Very, very good play. And if you find a good enough sorcery, I mean, hell, you could even sorcery only the duelist. Just to really cover your bases. So if you get sniped on sorcery
Yeah, if you
only,
get a
you're-
slicer or something of that effect.
yeah. So that way it's like, okay, I got sniped on sorcery only. That's fine. I'm going to head on duelist.
Mm-hmm. Now, where's this 10th sorcery he's looking for? What I want to know.
I don't know either. He's going back to round table.
Oh, he thought he had tops his bell bearing.
Okay. I thought he had tops. He just didn't pick up the bell bearing. Got it.
Yep. That's what that was.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which I did mention earlier, because there's also a staff there. You wanted to do sorcery only.
Look at the big brains on Brat.
Yep. He's actually going for bowls. Carrying Knight for his last sorcery. Good pivot there with synergy. Like that a lot. That is some quick on your feet thinking.
Yep. Night bosses would also be a good way to shut down
this. Get your night bosses and move on forward. It's almost a better play, actually. And yeah, it does shut down row 4, I believe you were going to say there.
Yes.
More blocks, some more gooder. Book of War, chapter 15.
I thought that was chapter 1.
No, that is chapter 1 is bingo good.
Huh?
I mean, yeah, Starfish make bowls look easy, bro. The 5-time champ. Slam.
Nice.
Balls
Holy
make bowls
moly.
look nice and easy.
Yeah. All right, what's
Sorry.
crazy here for Nartock is like row 1 can make a decent threat.
Honestly,
Column
row
5
3.
can make a
Honestly,
decent threat.
column 3 could make a decent threat. If he gets sorcery
Column
only.
3.
Finish 3 remembrances.
I mean,
at
he's
Lord
not
of
going to be
Blood.
able to do column 5. Stocko's
Yeah.
at Radon, but yeah, seeing Lightning Perfume here might be nice. Essentially, it's just God Boss's access, but still.
Yeah. Well, also you need to get into Altus for Radon and Morgott and Moog Lord of Blood and God Bosses, right?
Right.
Obviously, those are the later squares. Even through Remembrances, actually, you need Altus access. I guess Volcano Manor if you really want to do right card, but realistically, you need Altus access for Radon. Flail check was
Yeah,
the
that's true.
family heads, Strump. So we are just going to see a straight up Radon fight here. Stocko is going to put Rock Grease on the straight sword, or on the sword here, to proc. Proc. Rot.
Knight Sword, very appropriate. Proc Rat. Gets the Rot. Now he's got the dual status affects Star Fists. This is like Radon's worst nightmare. This is awful.
Yep.
Making pretty quick work here of phase 1 as we get the transition into 1.5. I imagine we'll be able to see a stagger here. Not
Stocko
quite.
Well, the good news is he might stagger pretty early at the start of phase 2.
Yeah, with Starfist, you can... They were plus 12, you could fully script this fight. Unfortunately, we are not quite there.
Stocko needs to be careful. Any big hit, probably. This is scary. I hate this spot. Nice roll.
Yep. Way to get behind
There's
him,
the
too, on that.
stagger. Great job by Stocko there.
That was an awesome fight.
Yeah, got a little scary, but pulled it off.
Now row 4 starts to build for Stocko.
And I think Nartock is looking at sorcery
6-3.
only.
Yeah, that'll be a good block. Also
Yeah,
really makes that column 3 just devastating.
Yep.
Because that's not the type of bingo you can go to block. That's just going to loom over your head, and you're going to want to push progress towards it the entire game.
Yeah, and Nartock could mark him at, like, finish both squares at the exact same time. Moog Lord of Blood could very well be his third remembrance. And also, there's not really any other remembrance squares on the board to signal that, right? The only, like, there's whips, flails, and kind of god bosses, like, kind of,
Might be in Stocko's best interest to go whip flails right now.
I mean, it would be in Stocko's best interest is pulling Slicer right here and somehow beating Nartock to sorcery only.
That too. That is also good.
The Founding Reign of Stars will not cut it.
I think he is looking at that.
Yeah.
Unlucky. Because he was saving his runes right there. He's probably hoping to get, even if it was a high int requirement, just send it.
Yeah, especially with 30 int on the board, right? Yeah, this is going to be a pretty devastating snipe for Stocko.
There's nothing he can check fast enough here.
No. Not unless there's an incident from Nardi.
I think he's looking at going, yeah, through remembrances. I think he's pushing Godric with his flail. Then, I mean, I guess you have to go Renala, or you could go Morgott eventually, but I think he's making the call of, yeah, I probably lost sorcery only.
Yep.
Which is a very aware play.
Or you just push the
like,
or you push the diag. The other diag.
That's true. Go bottom left, top right as well.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how you make it work. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to win Night Bosses, Caves, and Elamar, and like all of that. But it might be Stocko's best.
Night Bosses and Caves have good synergy actually.
Because there's Clean
Rot, Caves, but Bloodhound Knight. So you get 2
Bloodhound
in
Knight.
each.
Anything else?
Green Rot Knight duo, yeah. That was a good shout from Snowy there.
Yeah, I guess
that's a little insane. You probably take those first 2. Honestly, actually with balls, Clean Rot Knight duo is not unreasonable.
Yeah.
You would slam it out with regular R2s. They would stagger and get double statused. Be pretty free.
Cemetery Shade will fucking.
So that leaves you with 1 extra Night Boss and 1 extra Cave Boss, which Nartock already has. Stocko could get pretty easily.
Yep.
Swift Glintstone Shard here. And as we can see, that's a very serviceable spell for this.
Yeah, that's very good damage for this. Stocko does go ahead and dump 30 in.
Right.
A bit surprised about that because he kind of kills one of his remaining bingo lines on column 4. Right? It's going to be very hard for him to get 30 arcane.
Yeah, that is a bit of a weird choice, isn't it? Maybe that's why he did it though. If you signal that, you can just assume the 30 arcane is kind of lost. If he rushes Morgott pretty aggressively here, given he has Radani's going Godric,
Stop hiding.
you could kind of disguise that 30 arcane.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
that
Int
almost
lets him.
doesn't feel like a threat
Int
now.
lets him use the flail. Lets him use the flail. I'm just surprised he went all the way to 30, right? Because he could go to
Yeah.
he could go to 18 or whatever for the flail and still like save money and potentially get 30 arcane. Because you do just like Stocko only has at this point, well at the point he marked it, he only had 4 bingos left, and he just kind of voluntarily killed one of them.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah, it looks like
I think
Nartock
going
is
30
looking at.
arcane with some urgency though on that column 4, which Stocko could be looking just to like sneak a bingo at this point. Down 7-4 as you're moving later into the game starts to be a little much.
Yeah. Well, Nartock is looking at flails. This could be a bit of a snipe. Except actually, though, Nartock saw his family heads. It's possible Nartock knows that Stocko, like 30 int, could be levels for family heads, right? Like Stocko might have signaled to Nartock, basically told Nartock, hey, I'm doing whips flails only, without actually saying it, do the 30 int.
Right. Stocko gonna upgrade here? What are we looking at?
Yeah, he's gonna just up plus for the flail.
Oh, he has Wing of Estelle too. When did he get that? Stocko, you dog.
Early on.
I should have
All
labeled that as my favorite bingo weapon. What a mistake.
Nartock is gonna go Virgins. We'll go full screen with Stocko here.
Oh, I can wield Wing of Estelle, dude.
Up next, Godric the Gooner.
What? In our
Oh, that was the damage? There we go. That looks better. Good strafe there. There is an R1 you can weave in on the roll. Pretty minor optimization though. Stocko's looking clean here. Gets a riposte. Yeah, +4 flail feels a lot better in this fight. You'll very often see this with a +0. And it can be a bit sketchy, especially if it's done early with low health, but +4 weapon of any kind in bingo is going to probably look pretty good when these players are using it. Another stagger. Won't quite do it, but it'll put us in the end game of this fight. Actually, really good RNG here. Didn't get any of the most awkward moves in phase 2. And that'll do it.
And Nartock here is going for Virgins, so we'll go full screen with him. Still using the Iron Balls, did not find the Lightning Perfume bottle. Either that or the
Didn't throw
Gentleman's
that
did.
check in there. Yep, could be a gentleman's agreement.
Why do I get grabbed there? Fucking
And
hell.
Nartock dies.
Dead.
I'm just
I would be
playing
surprised
bad
if they
today, am I
G8'd it. Stocko and Nartock
Sheesh,
both don't
yeah, that
seem to
sucks.
be... I've talked to both of them, obviously don't really seem to care about it that much. They want to play bingo as the rules intend.
As God intended. And on the 8th day, God made bingo. Long may it
Brings up an
rain.
important question, Who's?
Oh my God. Oh my God. No. 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 Yeah, the important question of can Nartock kill the abductor virgins?
Yep, indeed. Attempt 2. From our favorite German. Well, second favorite. I'm taking serious.
I don't know how he reached me all the way there.
Does grab his runes because, yeah, he has 34,000 on him. What are you saving those for, buddy?
Yeah, why would you not level health?
He may be trying to keep in mind he wants Arcane. I mean, even though Stocko shouldn't get that square, you probably don't just want to assume you have it. With
yeah, but I
Morgoth
think
on
the
that
risk
column
of dying
4,
here would be a lot lower if he had 5 more points of vigor.
yeah. This just is a messy fight, as you can see by these moves. He's kind of just having to keep his distance right now. They're not giving him anything. Good charged R2 there. He's trying to single out the wheel one, but he's having problems. It's hiding behind the sickle. It's tapped, but not too bad there. Oh!
This is fucking awkward. This weapon.
Stocko is just progressing through Altus now.
Come here.
Yeah. Nartock is playing this fight really patient, which is what you need to do if you don't have a lightning weapon. You kind of just gotta wait for your opportunities to hit them. You can't really run in and force anything.
Uh-oh.
You need to let one of them close the distance on you.
Oh,
and just-
wow. How did he not get hit
What
there?
a dodge.
Jesus.
That might actually be
Kick there.
the virtue of light load there.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man. Stop.
There's no armor, a bit scary in this fight, but I think in this case it might have gotten him out of trouble.
Good move.
We haven't really talked about it, but Nartock is actively using Blue Dancer for this game,
Yeah.
which I don't know if we've seen much.
We've seen it a few times, but not all the time. It's not super common.
He's at the maximum amount if he just has Starfist, and I forget what that is. It's close to 20%.
15. It's
I think, though.
15%.
15?
But only to the physical.
Okay.
So, like, since he has cold affinity, it will not increase any of the magic.
Okay.
It's only physical, yeah.
Still a pretty good damage buff here. Like, that's a couple weapon levels worth. 1 or 2.
Is Stocko thinking about trying to steal 30 Arcane with Morgoth?
That's what I called early, and I think he is.
Yeah.
I think it's a really valid play to kind of... I mean, it's way, way big brain. I don't know how I saw it of all people, but it might have been like genius and idiocy are very close sometimes. But yeah, 30 int really does sell like the, oh, don't worry about column 4, it's not a threat thing, right?
The thing is, what do you do if Nartock just goes Elemer right now? And he's highly incentivized too, because you have 3 bingos left, Elemer blocks 2 of them.
Yeah, but why would he go Elemer when 30 Arcane is just like a free square?
Because it still blocks the Diag.
Yeah, true, true.
And then he doesn't have to worry about 30 Arcane if he doesn't want to, at least for a block, right?
Yeah. It is an interesting play. It's risky, and if that's what he's looking at, you don't know how it'll go. I mean, I think you go set up Morgott, get Elemer, set up your Bell-Bearing Hunters, and then you try to pop them all as fast as you can. This is kind of a disguise your bingo moment, right?
It looks like Nartock's looking at Duelist, which also will give him a cave.
Yep, Duelist is good. And honestly, though, that's kind of good for Stocko.
Something that takes away a potential capital square.
Yeah.
You can do Duelist and Capital. They're sitting right next to each other.
This is going to come down, I think, to if Stocko can pull off column 4 here. It's still like a 7-5 game, though it's close, but it does seem like Stocko's kind of committing to this idea. And even just getting Morgott Arcane actually helps a lot.
Morgott Arcane for
close that
Remembrances. If he also gets Duelist, then that would be insane. But
Yeah.
it's looking like he might lose Duelist here.
It is just a triple mark straight up. I guess you don't even need the bingo. It closes a lot of the gap.
No!
No way!
One shot!
Oh my god.
Missed! Come on, game.
Stocko misses and gets 1 shot.
That
iconic,
sucks.
That's so iconic. Fucking.
That's terrible. I mean, Stocko needs every second he can get right now.
Yeah, that's
Bullshit, man.
beyond unfortunate. That is back into tragedy territory.
Oh, you literally had the attack out too, just missed and then died.
Definitely. Which, that is one thing about spiky balls that kind of sucks sometimes, is attacks just whiff. Little T-Rex arms, not always the greatest in Elden Ring.
Nice bleed. Should be close to his
Wasn't even a
dagger.
lightning attack, it was uninfused. I do believe that was a headshot. Might be part of the reason that got him.
Yeah, because it did come down right on top of his head.
Although, I don't know if he has enough health to take any hits. Very close. But if that was a headshot, there's no realm where
Alright, Stocko gets it down now. Nartock is about to be going for the Duelist here.
No Gale Skip went through the cave. Kind of disappointed, Nartock.
I know, I think he did
Hope he watched his
the
back.
he at least tried to do the skip in the cave. He might have messed it up and ran around.
Okay, I got it.
Nartock, don't die to poison. Very nearly does.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, that was close.
This guy hits really hard. Nartock needs to be careful.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
What is
speak
wrong
of the
with
devil.
me today? I'm just playing shit.
Did I just see Stocko upgrade Wing of Estelle?
I don't know.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
I
And that actually
smashed-
makes 30 int make a little more sense.
I smashed my finger after that, so I got commentator's cursed. My hand was on the seat of like the arm of my chair, and I moved closer to my desk and just smashed the hell out of my finger.
Oof.
Yeah. All right, Nartock is going back in.
We'll see what he can do here.
He fell to my death. That move.
Dies
How did he dodge
again.
that move? I don't know.
Nardy, what are we doing?
All right. Okay. So Nartock wants to know how to dodge the move. What you do is it goes woong woong. So you roll, and then you roll.
Yep, 2 rolls for that move.
Nartock and I are
Oh,
good friends. So I have to. I feel like I need to say that every single time. I feel like I need to say that.
Me and Nartock are great enemies, so
Yeah.
I can say whatever I want.
Is Wing of Estelle actually better here, though?
Yes. And I think solely for the, like, AoE and not
I guess,
whiffing.
yeah.
Alright, attempt 3 at the duelist here.
3 deaths in it is an incident. These are the rules.
Do it again.
Oh, got really lucky with that frost proc. That doesn't
Triggered a
hit right there. He's
bleed.
getting slammed.
Oh my god, the bleed.
There it is.
And he gets it down.
There it is. First duelist down for Nartock.
Alright, does pick up his 50k on the ground there, too. Stocko continues to go for horse bosses.
I wonder what the reasoning is here.
Yeah, horse bosses seems like a weird square. I feel like
Doesn't
Stocko
like
really
just-
does need some sort of bingo pressure here.
I wonder if it's distraction again. I can't imagine he's going really hard for any bingo, but this would really sell like a don't worry about anything kind of message.
Fuck it. Let's go here.
Yeah, I mean, he could have won Duelist, though, and he's going to lose it. With Nartock's incident there, he actually could have won Duelist if he just went into Capital.
Yep.
But instead, killing those horse bosses.
Five horse bosses also might telegraph the DTS there.
Yeah, it could.
Well, I guess he was he at 2 or 3 horse bosses though before he did that? That might have just been why.
Yeah, he was.
Like
Because
just
he did one for he did the Ice Spear guy. He did
Yep.
Radon. He did DTS.
Radon.
Then he did the Limgrave Tree Sentinel, and then the Limgrave Knight's
Okay.
Cap.
So that wasn't even that weird, I guess. That was
Yeah.
like just really quick cleanup. I forgot about Radon being a horse boss. Leonard, my goat, I apologize.
Mm. All right, this will be the second Duelist here for Nartock, and Duelist is really easy in Capital. There's 2 Duelists right next to each other by the Ritual Shield Talisman. It's a great way to do square late game, and obviously Nartock doesn't know it, but he will take this away from Stocko.
It's so weird poise. I don't know. It's just weird.
Stocko missed the skip,
Stocko misses the skip and dies, though.
but Nartock cleans up his second duelist
Bastard.
in the meantime. Keeping that
Bastard,
2-point lead
bastard,
here,
bastard.
8-6.
You suck, Nartock. Why would you go for that? What a little bitch ass.
Now there are some awkward choices on the board here for Nartock.
Also,
Stocko knows what he's doing, I'm pretty sure.
Stocko called Nartock a bastard about 10 times in a row because of Duelists. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I think Nartock here is just going to go for caves, which I like, again, because block bingos, right?
Yep.
And it's God Boss, true. Nartock has Godric and Godskin Noble.
Yep.
Or wait, no, did he kill
third?
Godric? No. No, he pre-marked. He just has Noble. Right?
He's
Nartock
pre-marking
didn't do Godric, right?
Soldier of God.
Stocko did Godric.
Stocko did Godric, yeah. He's just pre-marking Soldier of God, which is a bold move, I'd say, but I respect the, the confidence.
Yeah. Thank you for helping, chat. It's hours 7.5, so my brain is a little fuzzy.
Where's Stocko going now? What are we doing, buddy?
Nope. It is 7.5 Nexus. Can't count, bud. Get good. Yeah, my stream went down an hour in.
Right? One more cave is all that's needed for Nartock. I'm not sure what Stocko's doing. I might be looking at Watchdogs as his block here.
I don't even know what you'd consider a block, though.
I don't either. I just don't know what else is here.
Yeah.
I mean, I think prepping his line is actually a really good way to win, but we obviously have all the information on Nartock and know what's going on. I'm not entirely sure where Stocko thinks.
I think Nartock just goes
Nartock
30 arcane here. Like maybe he has to kill something in Dragon Barrow to just get 30 arcane, right?
Yeah.
All right, there's caves.
Last cave alpha marked for Nartock.
Mr. Synergy.
Yeah. Okay.
And
He's going for Erdtree Gazing Hill. He's going for Elemer,
Yep.
which makes perfect sense.
What's the last block?
You go for Elemer. I actually think Elemer might be enough to get him to 60k, get him to 30 arcane. So, like, Stocko realistically will need a lot of money to ever get 30 arcane. If Stocko snipes him on Elemer, that's fine. Nartock gets 30 arcane. If Stocko gets 30 arcane, it's very unlikely that Elemer would be the boss that puts him over. It would have to be something big, right? So then Nartock wins Elemer. It's actually very, very smart.
Yep. I think it's really easy also to say from our perspective, like, you prep and do column 4 if you're Stocko and you win, but I think from a player perspective, that does not feel good when the game is this close.
It's a really tough call to make.
Yeah.
I think we have a game freeze there for Nartock.
Nardy's game crashed.
Hey, Stocko, can we have you quit out when you get a chance?
Quit out. All right.
Nartock, we just we pause the match. Once you get your game back and sorted, just look for the timer, and we will unpause it. Sound good?
Well, I load in, right? I load in, and then timer's done.
Just stay on the main screen.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Okay. Hey, Stocko. Stocko.
Yeah.
Nartock's game crashed. Stay on the main. I told Nartock to stay on the main screen since you're in a dungeon. I don't want you getting hit while you're waiting. Just wait for it to unpause and then load back in. We'll restart you. Sound good?
Thank you, man. Yep, sounds good.
All right. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We will go ahead and get restarted here. And here we go. Match is back underway.
And we're back. Stocko? Uh-oh.
Stocko? Stocko?
Yep.
Do you not see the timer?
Fuck.
That's tough. That is tough.
Did I not? Did I not? I said to look for the timer, right?
Yeah, it was a really quick turnaround there. So it might have just been that. Normally the crashes are a little longer pause. It was a pretty... I mean, it was tough because Nartock's whole computer looked like it went down, but it actually was like much faster than you would normally pause a game for. That being said, I don't think that couple seconds will make much of a difference here, but that is a bummer. I think as both players are going in very different directions here.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We have Estelle looking really good right here. Oh, don't die now, buddy.
All right, nice job by Stocko. They're getting the Watchdog duo down.
Yep.
Man, I was gonna pat myself on the back. I was like, I did a really good job with that crash and restarting. Like we handled it like professionals. And fucking Stocko didn't load in. I was like, that was great. We did a great job. We look like we know what we're doing here.
Yeah, he's probably waiting for you to say like, all right, we're about to restart or something. Maybe he just heard you wrong because you did say.
What? I said watch the
keep an eye on
timer.
the timer.
Yeah.
But oh well, I don't think that changes too much. A little
I don't think it
unfortunate.
changes much either.
Stocko
I
lost
mean,
a
it
few
also
seconds
kind
there
of
by-
equals it out because I did let Stocko run a little bit while Nartock was crashed because they didn't want to be murdered by imps.
Yep.
So it is what it is.
Players are roughly net even.
Oh, and Nartock goes down.
Fucking
Ooh.
light load, man. I'm so squishy. I died
A
to
tough spot for
everything.
that.
Oh, and he's pissed.
What, did he not have a grace?
No, he did. He just was frustrated. I don't know. He went up to grab something or shut the door or something. Maybe just took a lap. All right, so Stocko will get Watchdogs here. That'll bring the game to 9-7. You know, and you know what? Actually, it's not all bad because Stocko has... Nartock dies again.
I don't even know,
What in
man.
the world is
Oh.
happening? I mean,
But, I mean,
Nartock does have really low health to be running
Yeah.
through here. He actually just lost his runes.
He did. Oh, that like 50k he was saving for the entire time.
No, he had like 70,000.
Oh my god.
He had enough for almost 30 arcane and he just lost it. That's probably why he was so angry. Because he realized he had to get back there.
Shut up.
That's a huge
Yeah,
loss.
And you know what? I mean, Goldfree's a god boss. Stocko can go do Morgot in 3 Remembrances, right? Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Stocko's actually not as far behind as it looks.
No, because he gets 3 squares right here.
In Morgot, or if Nartock wants to do Load of Blood, right? Like, he has to kill at least 1 Shard Bearer.
Yeah, he also needs... I mean, he is not leveled for Lord of Blood.
I mean, the only thing that's good about it is you kind of want low vig on. In a way, high vig, low vig is a double-edged sword for Lord of Blood because the heal isn't as much of a problem. Because if you have high vig and high vig and low flask, the heal can just pretty much kill you.
Yeah, that's true. But there is the small fact of if you have absolutely no vig, some of those hits are gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Go behind him.
Especially if you get headshot. But yeah, Stocko's in this match. And the loss here is really like not what Nartock needs. I think we talked a little bit. This match is a little bigger for him than for Stocko.
Yeah, Nartock no longer controls his own destiny with a loss. Also, even if they both make playoffs, it matters a lot for seeding too, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, Helios and Strump both look really good, right? It's looking like they will be the 1 and 2 seed, Helios and Strump in that order. The only reason I'd rather play Helios at the current moment is because of experience. Helios has played a lot of playoff matches, right? He's been there, done
Yeah.
that. Strump never has, right?
Yeah, I mean, you probably just want Strump based on that.
Yeah, just based on that, because I actually think skill level they're very even. Strump might even be ahead at the moment, but
Yeah, it's
based
a, it's
on
a small edge,
experience,
but it's something.
yeah. I just think they're due to inexperience. I think they're while the probability is low, there's probably a higher chance that Strump just plays a bad game than Helios does, right?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm so glad we're seeing Wing of Estelle out of Stocko. It's like one of my favorite weapons.
Yeah, I remember you tried
Really
to use it
cool
in the
to see in the
bingo
game.
game when you were getting coached by Bushy and I was coaching Wander and I kicked your ass.
Oh yeah, I'll try to make things work. They might not, but I'll try.
And God bless you for it.
And luckily, there's better bingo players than me because Stocko is someone who's actually kind of making it work. This will put him close.
can I get a heal?
Be good to see a heal out of Stocko. There we go.
Hopping buzzard. Come on.
That should do it. Yeah. Oh.
I think Stocko should consider doubling back for God bosses. Yeah, I think he will. Or Bellbearing Hunters.
Yep, he needs something.
That's Stocko's second God boss, right? Godric.
With the
Godric.
first, yep, Godric. So he's at 2.
Yeah. I think Nartock
Bellbearing
is
Hunter's
going Lord
also
of Blood.
valid. Really?
Or sorry, not Lord of Blood. He's going, like I said, hour 7.5. He's going Radon,
Radon.
but that sets him up. It gets 30 Arcane, progresses towards Capital, but also towards Lord of Blood, because you do need if this does become a Lord of Blood race at the end, the last thing you want to do is have to kill an extra Shard Bearer compared to Stocko. Sorry for the misclick there.
Jesus Christ.
Bernie Bingo.
Yeah, Stocko, I think you should just use the balls, big dog.
No.
Probably. Bernie Bingo is... Oh, do we try to quit out there?
Stocko, just use Starfist, dude. Buddy.
Not great.
There are times when Wing of Estelle is better. That is not one of
Sometimes
them.
it is not.
Yeah. They are good against big bosses who get hit hard by AoE damage and don't do status. Or don't status, right?
Yeah.
That's a huge time loss for Stocko.
Although if Bernie's aggro, does the Bellbearing Hunter just spawn in now? I'm not entirely sure how this works.
I don't know, but Stocko immediately just decides to pivot to God bosses.
Why not?
Does Stocko need... If Nartock gets 30 Arcane... I'm trying to see if there's a way Nartock wins without Lord of Blood. Nartock would need 3 out of 5 between God bosses, Dragon Hearts, Bellbearing Hunters, Night bosses, and 30 Arcane.
Right.
Yeah. Because 3 Remembrances and Morgott are, well, at least should be cooked.
I mean, I would assume he's looking at 30 Arcane here with Radon.
Yeah. So that means Stocko needs to win 3 out of 4 of God bosses,
Yes.
Night bosses, Bellbearing Hunters, and Dragon Hearts, which is
Jesus.
hard to do.
He is...
You better come here, bro.
I mean, honestly, Wing of Estelle might be really good for dragons. I'm unsure, but the poise damage that Ash of War does might make something like X-Sykes very doable.
Stocko's use of Wing of a Cell is killing him, but Nartock literally gets killed.
This guy has more range than God.
Radon.
Stocko, just use the frickin' Starfish.
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing to consider is the chance that this match goes to timer.
We do only have 40 minutes here. There's
It's
some long
unlikely, but
squares.
there's not a lot of time, yeah.
Especially like we're talking about how good +6 Starfists are, but these are long squares without like a max weapon for sure. I don't think either player at this point probably feels comfortable going to get their +12.
Nartock's back in the fight.
It's a good start to phase 1 here. Should see a stagger. There
Yep.
it is. We can get if you can get a bleed off here before the phase transition, that'll be about it.
Yeah, Stocko is wearing Roger's hat. All right, Stocko
Yeah,
should have
Ghost should
Godfroy
do
down
it.
there. That'll be his third god boss. He just needs to go do Rick.
And I wonder if he throws in a check for the arcane here. Nope. Nartock having some whiffs, but there's the stagger. That should about do it. Oh, a little unlucky, but it won't matter.
Fuck you.
Gets it down.
Fuck you.
All right, and we should see 30 arcane here now. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
popping that right away. There's no way that's not enough runes. Gonna be at 135,000.
All right, so Stocko's about to win god bosses, but he still has to win 2 out of 3 between Bellbearing Hunters, Dragonhearts, and Night bosses. If he wants to force it to Lord of Blood, at least.
And actually, Nartock not looking at arcane. What do we? Just wanted to TP first. There we go.
Yeah, exactly enough for 30.
Beautiful.
I think Nartock's looking at a Bostel, which is good for Stocko.
Yep. It's gonna make these snipes a bit easier.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Stocko's down 4, but still in this, surprisingly. The problem
Yeah,
is,
that'll
well,
only be down 3.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
You got to instantly go Bellbearing Hunter, Stocko. Dragonhearts is wrong. Dragonhearts is so wrong for Stocko. It has to be Bellbearing Hunters. It's by far the fastest square. And you have to win it, because if Nartock wins Bellbearing Hunters, he's going to get one of Dragonhearts or Night bosses. You can't let him have Bellbearing Hunters.
You realized it.
Yeah, you have to make Nartock win both Night bosses and Dragonhearts if he's going to beat you before Lord of Blood. Stocko, stop using fucking Wing of a Cell on an NPC, dude. You have Starfist, Stocko.
You talk about Wing of Estelle like that. Look at it cook.
Fuck off, Bernal.
This is the worst +6 weapon I've ever seen on Radon.
Okay.
Or on Bernal.
Yeah, it was not good.
That was fucking horrific.
It's just his armor. It's just not good armor. That's all it is.
All right, Nartock's going Night bosses.
Fair play. That'll leave Dragonhearts probably up in the air. I think
Yeah.
with caves, you can maybe guess Dragonhearts is your better move over Night bosses if you're Stocko. It's a tough call to keep in mind at this point, but I think that is a true statement.
Dude, why is Stocko not using the Starfist, man? It's gonna cost him the game. This fucking Wing of Estelle is gonna cost him the game.
Oh.
Meanwhile, second night boss going down here for Nartock and
Yeah.
Crucible Knights.
I mean, like by the time Stocko got Wing of Estelle online, like he could have also just +6 or like +12 the Starfist.
Also, why is he holding on to 157,000 runes?
I don't know.
Oh no,
If Stocko has more got here, that's game. That's game.
I think so.
Yeah. Man, the Wing of Estelle, I think, just fucked him. I actually think the Wing of Estelle just made him really flustered and he wasn't thinking.
It's unfortunate. I think especially in those early fights, like just the double status effect, poise damage is more worth it.
I think it's game for Nartock.
Much I love Wing of Estelle.
Yeah. Like Nartock,
I think Nartock could have this.
Yeah, this is throwing because Stocko has way priority on this. Like these are Morgott and 3 Remembrances are Stocko's squares. Stocko Nartock can win 2 out of 3 of Bellbring Hunters, Night Bosses, and Dragon Hearts and just win the game without worrying about Lord of Blood or Morgott, right? Stocko needs to win 2 out of those 3 squares, otherwise it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, and I mean, there's no way for Stocko to really know that. He's held on to this Morgott play for a long time. I mean, he's had it since, like... He had this ready to go, like, 20, 30 minutes ago. I think it's really hard for him to sit on this, like, and just keep going, nah, he probably won't get it.
Dude, what? Why did he just level our...
What did he level? I missed that.
Arcane?
What? Also, we have Estelle looking really bad here. Does manage to get to phase 2. Depending on how well he can use this Ash of War here, this might be another fight where Starfist would have been better.
Yeah.
It was a little early, did get at least 1 tick off. If you really know Wing of Estelle, it almost falls under a, not as much as Bloodhound's Fang, but you do need to, with some bosses, know when you're using the Ash of War. Especially Morgott, you can have him drift into it very aggressively. Right after that swing would have been a good spot to use it right here.
Nartock is going for his 4th Night Boss here.
Come here. What? Die.
And there's the last night boss for Nartock.
Yep, Night Boss
Putting
there
him at
for
12.
Nartock. So that puts him at 12, and now Stocko needs one of Bellbring Hunters or needs all 3 squares on the board. And
Yep.
Nartock can double prep.
Or, yeah, Nartock could even just go straight to Lord of Blood.
He might go straight to Lord of Blood, actually.
I think this is one of those few scenarios where like one of the squares that left you could just go for. Because Stocko cannot afford to just push Lord of Blood, right? Like, that doesn't work. Or, so for Nartock, it is kind of like a... You could just push this if you want to.
Yeah.
Depends on how confident he is. He is going South Rhea Gate. That could be for Bellbearing Hunter or Dragon or Lord of Blood. He's keeping it a mystery for us.
I'm really curious to ask Stocko after the game why he switched from Starfist to Wing of Estelle.
Probably thinks a +6 is significantly better. Which with Wing of Estelle isn't true. As much as I like the weapon, it's just not that good.
Yeah.
It did put Agil in the blender a little bit, but this is a base Limgrave boss.
Yeah, and like anything with a really big hitbox, it destroys. But like, I mean, there are times where it's really good, but particularly against Bellbearing Hunters or especially NPCs, the smaller the hitbox, the more it's going to struggle. Yeah, Nartock might just be going straight to Lord of Blood.
This might be a bit of a no one's killed Moog Lord of Blood play.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm Nartock. I shall be the one. I don't know if it's kind of also the right play. You're certainly better off kind of getting some move on.
Oh, he's mega.
I don't know if you're actually better off splitting Bellbearing Hunters and Dragon bosses, to be honest.
Dude, this is only a +4 Wing of Estelle, by the way. You're using a +4 Wing of Estelle over a +7 Starfist with dual status?
We're finally switching.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mega. He's more resistant than Renala is. That's crazy.
I think Smarog was a... I was kind of surprised he carried the Wing of Estelle into this fight. Both these weapons are doing magic damage, but Wing of Estelle is, I believe, split in favor of its magic damage by a decent margin.
I mean, look at that. Just look at that on Starfist. Like Wing of Estelle.
Yeah, he might have the realization here.
Yeah, holy hell. I mean, I really think the Wing of Estelle just lost him so much time.
Yeah.
Like, the damage is very similar, and you have dual status and better poise damage. Yeah, I think Nartock is just going to go +12 here.
And then go Moog.
Yeah.
Why not, right? And what a way to win. We're very likely going to see a 12-13 game that is...
Yeah.
Was close all the way through, but I think this ending bit is going to be a little tough to watch on our end because we just know as much as Stocko's going to get close. Unless Moog does some incredible incidenting with Nartock, I don't know if it's salvageable.
Yeah. Is there any way Stocko and Nartock you could get occult scaling?
Lifesteal Fist?
Where's that?
I'm trying to remember. I think it might be a boss, not a scarab, although I do believe it is a scarab. Let me look real quick. It's actually a teardrop scarab on the Kaled Highway. Which one is it? It's the scarab kind of over by that merchant that sells almost nothing on the Aeonia Lakeshore. The Rot Swamp.
Oh, okay. The one by Millicent?
Path, kind of by the... Yeah, like northwest of Millicent.
Yeah.
Between almost Millicent and like the Duelist Cave. There's a scarab.
Because honestly, occult scaling on Starfist with 30 Arcane would bang. It would completely bang. Starfist crit scale. Starfist scale insane. Better with occult than anything, and you get more bleed. Like, it's actually insane how good they are.
Yeah, occult's really good. Strength is almost as good, but it's pretty close race.
Nartock is going Stormveil. Why?
Does he need runes? No.
Oh, maybe it is just for runes for...
Yeah, I guess it could be.
Okay.
No, it's not a wet blade play. This has to be runes for plus 12.
Yeah, because he still has to buy all the 3s and 4s.
Stocko's back with the Bellbearing Hunter.
And
Oh.
yeah, that damage is a lot better on the Bell-Bearing Hunter with Star Fists.
Yep. Yeah, okay. Nartock just needed runes to plus
There's
12.
Bell-Bearing Hunter 1 down.
Man, it's crazy
You
how much
probably-
it's crazy how much time Stocko lost because of Wing of Estelle. Like minutes.
Yeah, and Stocko's holding onto a lot of runes. It might be he doesn't want to level his Vig.
I think you do a little bit.
I mean, you have to a little bit to take hits, but how many flasks does he have? 7 plus 1s. He's not going to be able to out heal Nihil well.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Mo race might end up being a little closer than we thought here.
I mean, they both have
Does
no
Nartock-
health. They both have no health.
Yeah, Nartock
Like
still has to
none.
go up to the church and invade Magnus, which is the same stuff Stocko has to do. Like, neither of them is truly ahead here.
Hmm.
I don't think either of them even... You have to move Vare, correct? Or does he move once you get to Liurnia? I can't remember.
He moves once you
You have
get
to
it.
talk to
He
the two
moves once you
fingers.
talk to the twin maidens, or not the twin maidens.
Yep.
Enya, the finger reader.
Which is all that Nartock really has done so far.
Well, he did upgrade to
Really
plus 12
good
though.
games.
He did upgrade to plus
Yep,
12.
that will help.
That will help a lot. I mean, unless Stocko's skill is you just Bellbearing Hunter for 10 minutes, we're gonna have a Mogul or Blood race.
Yeah. Nartock definitely will have a lead, but...
Yeah. I mean, Stocko does have a significant amount more health.
Yeah, Stocko might be in the sweet spot here for the Moog health they want. 'Cause you probably won't be able to take a hit, but you don't want enough that you can't heal through Nihil.
Stocko also only has 7 plus 1 flasks though.
Yep.
He's really gonna do move. All right, whatever.
It's finally happening.
It's happening! Everybody calm the fuck down! Mogul to
calm
Blood!
down.
Stocko's stream is not calming down.
Stocko's stream freezing at the worst time.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
we
There it
go.
is. Lord of Blood. Nardi's fighting Magnus.
Oh, baby. Nartock.
What?
By the way,
Looks like he's
if
making
the,
short work.
the timer should not be a problem, even if it hits 2 hours. Since the players are tied, it would go into overtime. So really, they have until 2 hours and 15 minutes to claim a square. All right, there's short
So
work
about
and
a half
Magnus.
hour.
The blood race.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, they have 35 minutes left. So, yeah, timer, they should be good.
I will say, I've seen Moog come out in a couple of practice matches, and I think players are severely underestimating that boss. I don't know if it's just because, like, they're used to fighting him at a much more regular level or what, but that boss is by far, like, one of the more difficult bosses you can fight.
I mean, he's the most he's the most difficult boss
High-scaled.
he's the most difficult boss in bingo. Like before the season, I was like, no, we're not adding Lord of Blood. No one's ever gonna do it. And
Yeah.
they begged me, and then I was like, all right, but you guys better not go there and die 10 times in a row. So here it
Yeah.
is.
Stocko starting the quest line now.
Yeah.
Nartock has the favor.
I mean, this is what Nartock wanted, though. Nartock was excited that Lord of Blood was on the board at the start of the match.
Nartock also is like close to one shot by Lord of Blood. He might have to have a hitless fight.
Well, he will pick up the Lord's Rune, which will give him 50k. That'll give him a couple levels worth of Vig.
Apostle does more damage, I see, compared to Moog. Yeah, but Apostle doesn't spit stuff that makes you bleed all over his arena for an entire phase, and he's to near full health after you get him halfway down.
I mean, Moog Lord of Blood. Look, Moog Lord of Blood is Nartock's favorite boss in the entire game. Like, this is what he's wanted. Like, he's asked for Moog Lord of Blood to be the center square on his boards. It's what he wants. So,
this is his moment, dude.
I mean, and he positioned himself for it. He said, hey, I'm not going to try to contest the other squares. I'm going to go ahead and just get a lead on the Moog Lord of Blood race. Like,
also some tech out of Nartock here. He's going to kill Irina.
Yeah, to bloody the cloth. Like, this is what Nartock wanted. He put himself in position for hit. Like, this was his win condition. He could have tried to win a different way. He chose this. Don't mess it up.
Yep. He will get teleported here. He's done with the quest. That was a pretty quick move through that. Irina was a really heads up play.
Yep, Irina was super heads up. He can pick up some
races. The basic bike invader one is maybe the slowest way to do that, because you can also go grafted scion imbued key and Irina. So like,
yeah, I'm clenching. Okay.
Stocko does decide to go to the Vike Invader route. That'll be a pretty big time loss.
The fucking medallion already.
All right, here we go. Nartock has purebloods. Stocko's gonna go ahead and fight Magnus here.
Nartock will have a couple attempts at this.
Am I gonna go to?
Yeah.
Uncontested.
I have a Gillig South, so probably that lady. I had 7 flasks and it gives me 3. It's fucking insane. Fuck you, pal. Yeah,
We're gonna see a little bit of a difference here in +6 versus +12 Star Fists.
I mean, Nartock does, like, he did position himself very well. He has a huge advantage on this Lord of Blood race, right?
Yeah.
The only thing he's lacking is Vig.
Oh my god, fuck off.
Stocko is
Okay,
+7, yeah.
Such
Oh, yeah, he is +7. I keep saying +6 because.
Oh, shit. Stocko goes down. I have to imagine we will see Nartock grab. Yep, he's gonna grab the Lord's Rune here. That'll give him 50k. So should give him more health. Look, I know Nartock can do this. The question is just like,
Yep.
can he do it now? Right, that is the question.
He'll also be going in no armor, which I think I honestly agree with. I don't think it makes a difference between you getting one shot or not.
The only thing is the blood on the floor, right? Bleed procs will happen quick.
Yep. Which aren't as damaging to him, but if he is not quite one shot, that will certainly put him there.
All right, Nartock does get up to 23 Vig. We'll stay with Stocko until Nartock gets into the fight, and then
we'll pivot.
all right, we're going with Nartock.
Come here, big boy.
Here we go. First fight on Moog, Lord of Blood.
Yeah, first Moog Lord of Blood in Elden Square's history.
And the damage is about what you'd expect.
Come down the stairs, please. What?
There's the first stagger. Very patient. Gets a frost as well.
And a bleed.
That's huge. Plus 12 Starfist putting in the work.
And he's doing
We're
with
seeing
the
why they're best
with the frost debuff. He's doing yellow damage.
Yeah. I think those are I think those are regular R2s as well. Some of the time they're getting yellow.
Another stagger.
It's the headshot there as well, too.
Stocko does get...
He's gonna... Oh my. Nartock's actually not going to have the craziest heal to deal with here. Yeah, I mean, under half health after the phase transition is
I mean,
really good.
if he just touched the blood flame for just a second though, and nearly got blood proc.
Yeah. That explosion dodge can be finicky as well. If you...
That was not a strafe. What?
I was going to talk about the strafe.
I thought that was going to be.
The
I thought that was.
and the explosion are both kind of weird sometimes.
I think I have 1 or 2 ahead of him.
Yeah.
Wow. I swear that was a strafe.
Like I said, he'll get a couple runs at this. As Stocko now is actually going to pick it up, so he'll have
another one then.
2, 3 attempts still. I mean, unless it's a real incident, which, as we saw, it definitely can't be.
Okay.
See another phase transition here for Nartock. His phase 1 looks really clean.
Stocko's now in Mogwin.
Again. Okay.
There we go. Nartock actually got the strafe, gets a stagger.
Yeah, I think that last time on the strafe, he just got up from his roll animation a little late, so he missed the strafe.
Yeah. It's a really consistent strafe that turns into a free punish. You go under the attack.
No!
The explosion, like I said, you can be really consistent with it, but it does just get you sometimes.
I don't deserve this game. I don't. I don't deserve this win.
Stocko's almost there.
Yeah, this is gonna start getting close here. This is Nartock's last uncontested attempt. He'll have a head start here. But we're seeing kind of the, I don't want to call it the BS, but the difficulty of Moog in phase 2.
Shower.
I'm curious which Stocko weapon, or which weapon Stocko will opt
It
into.
better be fucking Starfist.
My bad. Oh, what?
Yeah, it's just so hard for Nartock too, because he's playing very well, right? Like, it's just he's one shot, right?
Yeah. Any of these mistakes are just death.
One mistake is death.
Yeah, he's essentially asking for a hitless mode fight, which, what a way to win. Gets the bleed again right there.
It's a stagger. Stocko's in. We'll say full screen with Nardy unless he dies. Nartock has a clear run at this if he can get it here. If he dies, we'll pretty much go to dual screen for the rest of the match.
Third time's the charm, as they always say. Nartock has this attempt, if he messes this up, it's up in the air.
All right, gets tagged, but it's fine.
I think he flipped me there.
Yep. He can't afford to take, some of those weird little side taps.
You actually could have snuck. Yeah, after the rain shower, you can sneak in a tap R1, or with Starfist, it would be a tap R2.
There's a bleed. I mean, if he can get the frost here, it's about done.
Yeah, right after this attack, he could sneak in a tap R2. Sights against it. There's a stagger. Headshot.
Well, this could be it.
Riposte. Doesn't get the frost.
Gotta be close, though. There's the bleed proc. There's a charge R2 right there. Went for a jump attack. Oh, he's close.
No! And Stocko's now in phase 2!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, we could be witnessing a breakdown. Oh no, Stocko. Ooh.
I thought he was gonna die in a heal there, man.
Whoa,
Yep.
that was close.
Yeah, Stocko, Starfist are only +7, but he does have 30 int, so he's getting much better scaling than Nartock here.
Yep. He's getting more magic damage, which Moog is about as resistant to as any other type of damage.
Except fire.
Only-
That's,
Yeah, fire, 80%
It's
damage
80%.
resistance out of Moog. There's a stagger. There's a bleed. Misses the riposte, but still.
Nartock is catching up. If it does get, it's actually really getting even. Nartock's back in phase 2. We're going to the dual screen.
Holy
This is really
shit.
close, actually. No, Nartock went down again.
Actually close.
Oh my god.
Must have died.
And this is the position that Nartock wanted to put himself in and just can't pull it out. And Stocko is right here to take this win out from under him. Also, with a win, Stocko will secure himself a playoff spot, and Nartock will no longer control his own destiny.
Stocko the madman standing in the blood there.
No,
There's no
Stocko
fear.
goes down!
Oh. And Moog, Lord of Blood, making everyone understand why he hasn't been done the entire
Yeah.
season right now. An absolute menace, dude. I kind of said this right before the race started. I'm
Yeah.
like, people really, I think, have underestimated how bad this boss is. I mean,
I'm
Nartock
not
came in
gonna
here
lie.
with no health.
I also think both their setups are just fucking horrendous. Nartock is one shot, and Stocko has a +7. Right? Like, it's just, they have horrendous setups.
Yeah.
All right, Narty goes into phase 2 again here.
Good proc early into phase 2 here.
Moog is winning the Moog race. True poster.
Yeah, Moog's KD about to go way up.
Yep.
Gotta have the 8.0.
Stocko also enters phase 2. Nartock's damage is just so much better, though. Stocko cannot catch up. If not,
there's
you
no
will
way to
need
catch
Nartock
up.
to die here. Dude, the way Nartock rolls into that, it's gotten killed multiple times. That's what's killed him twice.
It is
You
how
roll-
you're supposed to roll into it. I know a lot of people roll away, but it's just a free punish if you roll in, so I understand
I
it.
guess, yeah.
Spacing it is just the better.
Oh, huge
safe way,
bleed!
though. Oh, this could be it. It would take a monumental breakdown at this point.
Oh my god! One more hit.
It'll be after this. This is the perfect attack. It's a free punish.
And Nartock gets
I
it
got
down.
it. How?
There it is.
This boss is so fucking cool. I love Moog.
Holy.
Jesus
what
Christ.
a race.
How did I get this? Hitless, I guess, right?
What a
I think I got hit by
race.
tag
Nartock.
fire. I got hit by tag fire.
Really might have put himself in a bad position there at the end, but managed to pull it out. I think that was a lot closer than he would have
I
expected.
would pop off if I'm not so fucking drained and exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, Stocko very
Vigor.
well
Vigor.
almost stole that game from Nartock.
Where's Vigor?
Yeah.
Give me Vigor.
In the time it took
Fucking
Nartock
Vigor,
to finish
Vigor
that
I
up,
need.
Here, wait,
Stocko almost got all 3 squares.
Let's give Nartock a second. He's leveling his vigor.
Oh,
Up to 45.
oh, I lost. Okay. Ready for an interview. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, we will bring the players in here.
Insane
That was
game.
insane. I mean, I knew Nartock could do it. I was just very concerned. I knew Nartock in particular could do it because it's his favorite boss. I just was very concerned about the fact that he was literally one shot. I think if he's two shot, he gets it first try. Honestly, like he played it all
Yeah.
so well. He was phase 2 he fought it what, like 5 times and made it to phase 2 every time?
4 or 5, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna bring Nartock in. GG's Nartock.
GG, sir.
You there, buddy?
I'm there. What up? My fucking heart. I can't take this. What is happening?
Yeah, I mean that was crazy. that was welcome in, Stocko. GG's, dude.
Yeah. Hi, Stocko. What up?
Ay, Nartock.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. This fucking game, man. I can't.
Loser, are you happy?
I'm very
Yeah,
happy.
you're
Yeah,
happy, right?
that was so
You're
great.
happy,
Yeah,
right? You're happy,
Nartock,
right?
are you happy?
Oh my god. I would be happy normally, but this, man, I think I died 20 times this game. This game was torturing me,
Holy shit.
legit. I died so
I was gonna-
fucking much, it was disgusting.
I guess I had a question for you, Nartock. I was wondering if you played at your like 50% potential to let it get to Lord of Blood.
Mm-mm.
Like
I
a-
skill shoot like a fucking bitch because the stat dumps
Wow.
fucked me up. I had low vigor the whole game, legit the whole game, even for Moog, and yeah, that fucked me.
yeah.
I just didn't
Nartock.
play clean.
Only one stat dump, bro.
Nartock was low
I know,
vigor,
but
running Blue Dancer the entire time, so he made a lot
I
of
held
mistakes.
Skill
I held
issue.
runes a lot. It was 100%. I held runes a lot, and I think over the span of this game with like running sections and shit, I lost 80k to nothing. So me getting the 30 arcane cemented me being low vigor.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow.
This game was so botched by me. Jesus Christ.
Wow. I should have won then. Fuck me.
Stocko, you
You
would have won the
should've.
game if you never touched that damn Wing of Estelle.
Actually-
Unironically, you would have won the game if you never
Yeah.
touched the Wing of Estelle.
Actually, I thought I was going to be happy. I was like, well, at least I'll get to play with Wing of Steel. It's an awesome weapon. And kind of fucked me a little bit, I guess.
It fucked you really hard.
It's fine. What weapon did you
What
play?
did you say, Nart? Huh? Starfist?
What weapon did you play? Okay, Starfist.
Yeah, he
Starfist
switched
and
from
Wing of Estelle.
Starfist to Wing of Estelle at one point. And then switched
Well-
back because it was terrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I played
Oh, yeah,
Starfist
yeah.
the whole game. +7 up until Moog.
Same. I used +7 on Moog. Dude, if I didn't get fucked at the end by Moog's double in the beginning when I first went into the fight, he hit me really hard and I had to use a bunch of flasks that was just completely unnecessary. And if I had a couple more flasks at the end of the fight, I might have been okay. I didn't think I was going to get that. I got really close at the second phase. How many did you die to Moog?
He died a lot.
4 times.
Jesus.
4 times.
I mean, well, Nartock
Moog's
didn't go
AD
for
is up.
Bellbearing Hunter and Dragonheart bosses. He instead just plus 12'd and sent Moog.
Of course.
Yeah, the thing
but
is,
the thing
Stocko,
is,
my one was it my second or third attempt who's where I legit had him at like 2 hits away. And
Yeah,
then missed time one roll.
second,
It was
yeah.
so sad.
Oh.
Well, you were. I mean, the thing is, you were
Ugh.
one shot to any. Like you could
I
take
was,
chip
I
damage, but
was
you were
one shot.
one shot to anything significant. Like I do think if you weren't one shot there, you probably get it first try.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Yep.
Man.
That
I
was
really
fucking
didn't think I was going to
scary.
win this game. And then I was like, in second phase of Moog, I was like, wait a second, this is possible.
This could win. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is possible. I think I
This is
predicted
possible.
correct that you won
Well,
the box that
I-
ups, right?
I thought the game
Yes.
was over when you went Morgott.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I was in
Yeah.
my head like, why is Stocko claiming his priority? He needs to win.
Yeah.
You know, you had to win. It was what? Night bosses, Dragon Hearts, Spellbring Hunters, and God bosses, and you had to win 3 out of 4, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I was like, I know it's a throw, but I want to kill Morgott, get the double mark at least. And I did that, and I was like, okay,
The
well, I
double
guess I'll
mark?
keep
You
going.
mean the double mark?
Morgott
so
and
you
Remembrances?
pulled a
More
Rambler.
remembrance. Yeah. Yeah.
What's a
yeah.
Rambler?
In the semifinals of the very first event we did, when Rambler was like, I just want to make a square to make it not look as bad, and he could have beat Xeno, because Xeno threw.
Dude. Oh, yeah. I wish I had a better mindset, but yeah, that was yeah, it
If
was
this game
close.
started great with the first 2 squares, and then Yura killed me 3 times, I pivoted off. Fuck Yura with Starfist. Disgusting. That's a
Fuck
legit
D,
boss
bro.
fight.
Fuck D.
The NPC hater gang. Let's go, Stocko.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for the great
All right.
game.
Alright.
We got one more after this, and it's already 5 minutes
Alright.
past. I want to say,
Alright.
Ratty,
Commentary.
thank you so much for joining me here, big dog. Appreciate you.
Of course.
Everyone, make sure to check out Ratty both on Twitch and YouTube. Can someone link Ratty's Twitch in my chat? I'll get his YouTube. I would appreciate it. I will be back in just a second for a Crucible match between Deutz and Fitz, and I will be joined by Jurors. So see you here in just a second. Asim, thank you so much. Peace out.
Please become Elden Lord.